you can't underestimate the influence of Dave Chappelle. And if you recall, when I watched it, I immediately got on here and said, drop what you're doing. You have to watch it. It's a masterpiece. And that's what I think. If you can call stand-up comedy art, I guess you could. I mean, it is. It's art. Then within the genre of stand-up comedy, there are going to be some that are just masterpieces. I would say that Chappelle's latest performance is um, almost transcends the form to the point of masterpiece. And part of what makes it a masterpiece is how angry it made some people. Some people got really angry about it. Now, if you look at just the small, let's say the small details of what he said, if you look at not the context or the larger message, if you ignore all the larger beauty of what he was doing, and you just look at the small jokes, it's easy for you to say, oh, he's being insensitive, he's being, I don't know, misogynistic, he's being racist, he's being something. It would be easy to say that if you just looked at the individual jokes. But what made it a masterpiece is that it wasn't a collection of individual jokes. Now, I don't know how often stand-up comedians put together something that's larger than the sum of their jokes. Usually, it just looks like a bunch of jokes in a series, and you say, well, I'm glad I spent an hour listening to them because each of those jokes was pretty good. That's typical. What Chappelle did was he took a run at society itself. Chappelle just walked up to the structure of reality and said, I'm going to tell you some jokes, but watch this. I'm going to mess with your reality. I'm not just going to make you laugh. I'm going to change you. I'm going to turn you into something different, and I'm going to change the entire society while I'm doing it. That's what it felt like. It felt to me like he was grabbing reality and saying, no, this isn't about the jokes. Oh, yeah, there'll be jokes. There will be jokes, but watch this. Rip. And then he just ripped it in half right in front of us. It felt like. Now, you've probably seen a number of people who you would not expect come forward and say, stop this, you've got to watch this special. I think Ben Shapiro said that on Twitter the other day, and a bunch of other people saying the same thing. They're saying, no, this is special. This isn't just funny. This is something else. And I've been wrestling with it since I watched it. I'm thinking of actually rewatching it for this purpose. But I felt like something bigger was happening there, and I think people sense that when they watch it. Now, one interpretation people are making is that because he was so, let's say, intentionally offensive, meaning he looked at the audience and he said, I'm going to offend you, in essence, and then he went and offended them. But you were laughing while you were being offended, which changed completely how you received this offense. And my favorite part about it was Chappelle did a piece, I don't want to ruin it, but he does a piece where any objective observer would say, oh my God, okay, no matter what you think of Dave Chappelle, that specific joke, that's racist. That's what I said to myself. I said, okay, he was right on the line. He was pushing the envelope, but on that one joke, that's not on the line anymore. That's just flat out racist. And it was racist against Chinese people. And he did a Chinese imitation that there's no other way to interpret it, but okay, that's just flat out racist. That's one of the jokes you shouldn't do. And then, after he makes you live with that for a while, and you think, oh God, I like Chappelle, but that's too far, right? That's not the world I want to live in. I don't want to live in the world where even Dave Chappelle can tell a flat-out racist joke mocking Chinese people. I don't want to see that. And then Chappelle tells me he's married to a Chinese woman. And you just go, damn it, Chappelle. Damn it, Chappelle. You got me. Because it wasn't racist. because he was actually talking about a joke that he does at home. It's something he literally does with his wife, who's Chinese, and he does it. The essence of the joke was it's a black person with a Chinese person inside them or something. Um, and at the same time, he's making you question how you're feeling about transgender and LGBTQ and everything, and all of it is terribly uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable and you're laughing at the same time, which is pretty pretty amazing. Anyway, in the end, this was my take. He made me go through all of the emotions of, oh my God, I'm outraged. That's too far, and all that. And then at the end, it was so obvious at the end that he doesn't hold any of those opinions, meaning that he's actually surprisingly, not surprisingly, but amazingly open-minded. It's very clear he does not have personal bad feelings about any of the people he made fun of. That much comes through pretty clearly. But because he took you on that journey, you experienced you experienced being outraged, and then he showed you it wasn't real. I guess that was the magic trick. The magic trick was making you feel outraged and feel offended, and then immediately show you it was an illusion, that you would just had not seen enough context to know that you were being bamboozled. And that, I think, that took it to another level of art, in my opinion. All right, that's all.